Press start. Let's do this. What's happening, y'all? My name's Emmett. Gonna try and start a podcast. I've got very basic equipment. If you can hear my beard rubbing against the mic, that is because I'm using lapel mics, like this guy here, attached to a body receiver that is attached to my pocket, through receiver, through Focusrite, all that good stuff. And I'm using a fairly basic webcam to do this. I'm still trying to figure out angles. I'll figure that stuff out later. Do my best not to look at the laptop, obviously, while I'm recording this. And yeah, this podcast isn't going to be anything. It's not going to be like educational. Might talk about some stuff that people don't know about, things like that. Just a little bit about me. I'm a mechanic. I've been doing it for about 15 years now. Work on construction equipment mainly. Work on cars, never. I went to school to figure out that halfway through I hated working on cars, and yeah. So my mindset pretty much has gone off of the mechanic mindset, and yeah, ask my friends. I'm just a grease monkey with pretty strong opinions, and I'm not afraid to say anything about any subject, even if I don't know about it. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to say some really stupid shit, and probably some stuff that's going to piss people off, and I'm not meaning to. It's legitimately just trying to get a conversation because I want to go with... I just want to have conversations with people. I don't care what it's about. It could be about the most fucked up shit. It could be about good shit. Yeah, so just going to do that and then figure it out from there. I'm going to try to have people on, things like that. With the whole COVID situation, I probably picked the worst possible time to try and start a podcast. I've been trying to do this for probably the past year or so. I don't know. I've been talking about it a lot, listened to a lot of different podcasts, and I'm like, hey, why don't I try that? Just as a simple thing of, hey, I can talk to my friends, we can be stupid and put it up on the internet, and hopefully people can maybe not relate or empathize or be like, hey, I want to do that too, but just be like, hey, if they have a different opinion than people that they surround themselves with, they'll know they're not them. They'll know that they're not out there by themselves having different opinions and things like that. I'm still new to all this. I don't really know how to edit videos or edit sounds or anything like that. As I'm going, I'm learning every single time. YouTube has been invaluable. I don't know of anybody that I've really gone to figure out how to do this stuff and things like that. But, I mean, I'm just going as I can, kind of thing. Trying to figure out software, hardware, what's the best, like what can I do for good setups and stuff like that. And yeah, so hopefully I can get some people on here. We can get some good conversations. I might be the only person that thinks I have good conversations with my friends, but you make something that you like, and enough people are going to show up. There's got to be some people out there that think like along the same lines. So, excuse me. I'm not going to try and say that I'm going to make things that cater to people by any means, but I'm definitely just going to go with my views and my opinions and things like that, and then kind of see where it takes me. Yeah, so shout out to Ghost and Darkness, because they said that I could wear their gear while I'm doing the podcast, stuff like that, so I don't get in trouble. I'm not 100% sure about the people on the sweater. Fingers crossed that we don't have any issues there. If not, we'll pull episodes down and stuff like that. But no, I'm just going to try and start a podcast and see where it goes. And all that good stuff. And I hope you're willing to join me and maybe listen to me be an idiot. Right now, I'm probably just going to be throwing the stuff up on YouTube, because if it's just going to be me being me on a camera, probably not going to put it out there to where you can download it on like iTunes or Spotify or stuff like that. Unless, of course, this stuff gets a crazy response. I'm going to try to get like one a week out. Try. No promises, no guarantees. I'm going to do my best. I also try to Twitch stream and stuff like that. And I'm not very consistent on it either. So, yeah. Other than that, I don't really know where else to go with this video. This is kind of just an intro video. Give you a little bit of heads up on like what you can kind of expect from the podcast. There's no idea behind it, no scripts, no what should we do, what should we talk about, things like that. I kind of just want things to build and create themselves as far as conversation goes. Like I said, try to get my friends on, because sometimes we have good conversations, sometimes we don't. But I honestly think that even the not good conversations have some merit somewhere. Maybe it'll help somebody have a tough conversation with somebody they want to talk to somebody about. Talk to somebody about something that's bothering them or something like that. Because I don't feel like you should bite your tongue really whenever you're talking to people about anything, honestly. Obviously you need to do it with tact, I guess is the word, the best word to really use. Don't sit there and just berate them or argue with them or just try to convince people of your point and stuff like that. Just get intelligent and use the vocabulary that you learn to raise your argument, and not make it a full-on argument, but turn it into an intelligent discussion. And that way everybody from both sides can get something out of it. Yeah. But I don't think beating around the bushes, biting your tongue, that stuff's just it's just dumb to me. Like, if you shouldn't be holding stuff back because you want to keep the peace or whatever the fuck people want to call it. It's just things need to be out there in the open, and there needs to be an open line of communication. Whether or not that open line of communication is going to be easy or difficult or a complete pain in the ass, and it might break up relationships or destroy friendships or what have you, but those conversations need to be had if you're having an issue with the behavior or the frame of thought that's going on. I mean, you should definitely not hold your tongue if something's bothering you, or if something doesn't feel right to you. You shouldn't hold your tongue on that. I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen the picture of the one dude standing out there by himself, some little drawn picture kind of thing, of stand for what's right, even if your voice shakes kind of thing. And that's probably the best line that I've heard as far as having discussions about things that are tough. You can't let somebody else drive the narrative. If you don't agree with that narrative, you need to be able to have that discussion, tell those people, and feel like your voice is heard. You shouldn't have to worry about being attacked or anything like that if you want to get your opinion across. Even if your opinion is wrong, you should still be able to have the conversation and still talk to people about it. And if your opinion's wrong, hopefully those people will have the decency to point out why it's wrong, and maybe you can come to a common ground understanding with them. I mean, that's an option, instead of just throwing somebody off the side of a cliff and, fuck them, they're no good. I mean, that's just stupid. We shouldn't give up on people. So yeah, this is kind of the first time that I've really done something like this. So there's probably going to be a lot of ums and pauses and stuff like that. And I'll try to cut them out as I edit the videos and try to round up the sound and stuff like that. And it's just going to be really hard to not obviously look at my laptop right here and make loud fucking obnoxious headphone killing noises and things like that. I'm not gonna lie, I have been drinking, full transparency in this, and I'll try to be as transparent as I can whenever I do these podcast episodes, whatever the fuck they're called, or whatever the hell it turns into. But hopefully it doesn't. I mean, I know it's going to spiral off into just nonsense at some point, especially when me and some of my friends get together on these things. It's just going to turn into the dumbest fucking conversations that you've ever heard. But I promise you, there are nuggets in there that are good, and there is some stuff that I hope can help people, because I'm not afraid to talk about things, whether or not it's right, whether or not it's wrong, whether or not it's politically correct, whether or not it's good for the narrative, bad for the narrative. I want to talk about everything. I just want to talk to people and figure out their side, figure out how my side goes against their side, or their side goes against my side, and figure out the differences in the mindsets and try to come together on common ground to where all of us can make something that's better for the entire discussion, realistically. Full transparency, I'm not very smart. My vocabulary is a little limited. I'm going to do my best to use words that don't sound alien and not so much make it like simple or dumb. But I don't have good words, or I call them $10 words in my vocabulary that I use a lot. They might happen, but I don't know. Yeah, so just go with that and do our best. Fingers crossed we can turn it into something. Not trying to make an empire or anything like that. I just want to talk to people and get their side of the story, and if their side of the story is good and stuff like that, get it out there for people, and hopefully we can raise some people up and maybe do something good with this. I mean, that's really why I wanted to start this, was to do good, get messages out there, and hopefully people realize that they're not the only ones who think like this or something like that, because I probably don't follow the norm on thinking or where my lines lay or anything like that. But we'll go from there and see what happens. And if you're at the end of this video, appreciate it. I'll catch y'all next time.